And it again. Welcome to the TDC Today Show communities. My name is Sue Roskopf. The Disability Channel, or TDC, is out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, showcasing abilities. TDC is committed to providing quality digital media production services, education, and employment programs by and for persons with disabilities and veterans. TDC offers digital media production, video production, post-production, social media, and podcast creation, production, and support. TDC offers education and employment programming, which includes digital media courses to persons with disabilities who are unemployed and underemployed. TDC also offers community partnerships. Through partnerships and sponsorships, community partners and organizations become ability champions by supporting media created by and for people with disabilities and veterans. We are your USA team, and I could not be more excited to bring tonight all the wonderful people that we have to share. But before I bring in our guests, I got to bring in the one, the only, my better half, Kurt Roskopf. How you doing tonight, Kurt? Oh my gosh, any more ping pong in here? There he is. How you doing?
There, there we go. Folks, we are doing a blooper reel today. We are having some fun here at the TDC Today's Show communities, and we really celebrate the work that we're able to do here, that we're able to do this thing of bringing people with disabilities and veterans into our platform, into our productions and our educational program, and really disrupt the television industry, the mass media industry, and bring forth this whole thing of accessible media. And, so when you look at what this is doing in the marketplace, we can celebrate the role that retailing and selling, so I'm going to put on the hat of being the resident salesperson today. So we're going to take a look at transactions and, what veterans and people with disabilities do to get to our cash registers and, get to our supermarkets and all the things they do to be consumers with different abilities. And our veterans getting out there and getting out interacting out in all of the shopping malls and doing the things that everyone else likes to do too, right? So but you know what, there's a lot of magic that happens. And you know what, when you get out there in the community, you can see a lot of characters, a lot of different types of people. And we got some different characters and some different type of people here today. We're huddled up in a little community sampling fashion, a little focus group here. And we're going to get started with something that, is positive. POS is an acronym, POS, point of sale. And that really makes the magic happen in our economy, doesn't it? It stimulates the economy when everybody gets out there and makes those purchases. And we're going to give you a little behind the scenes look at how all that magic happens. And we have the Wizard of POS here to do it. Richard Halter, come on in here. You are bringing us into a whole new world here. Look at this. We got sorcery going on here, and it's all in this electronic world. And so, Richard, tell us a little bit more about this, how you got into the point of sale business and kind of what you're doing presently to help people go to a whole new level in point of sale.
Well, you said there was going to be some sort of character on here, so I thought I'd help you prove that to be correct.
Well played, well played. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I started I started in the retail world, uh, doing something that allowed people to pay for their online purchases with their credit card without having to go through a credit card processing company. You know, way back in the early 1990s, there was a company, it was a newspaper, who was trying to get people access to their archives, but they couldn't afford paying for a third party to take the credit card and submit the credit card payment. The cost was too high. And they came to me and they said, "Hey, can you build connectivity so they can they can do this online in their web. And I did. And when I got it certified, Visa told me that I was the first one to allow online credit card authorizations. I was telling this to somebody, and he said, you know, you're the unknown creator of e-commerce. And I went, shh, don't tell anybody about that. They're going to blame me, right? So, yeah, I'm the guilty party for that. Anyway, that really was my first foray into the retail world. And then I went on from there to allow remote connectivity so store managers could find out what was going on inside their store. This was in conjunction with McDonald's, without actually physically being in the store. And as a part of that, they needed a standardized communications methodology, and that was something called POS log. And so I created this message, which is the information that is contained in the point of sale. And when I first met with the people at McDonald's, the lady that was running the organization or running that task or project, she was using, hey, we're going to use POS log for this, and we're going to use POS log for that. And as they ran around the table, just room full of people, there were probably 30 or 40 people in the room. They came around to me and they said, okay, Richard, who are you? And I said, well, I'm the creator of POS log. And the look on that lady's face was absolutely funny. I mean, the shock, because she didn't have the slightest clue what that meant. So that was my foray really into it. And then I got into the technology standards group. And I spent 25 years there working with that group and helped build basically an entire infrastructure to support the entire retail world with standard messaging. That organization was created by 5 major retailers who were tired of bringing in new applications and then having the intense problem of connecting it all up. You can imagine if you got 2,000 stores and you want to upgrade an application, you have to roll it out for 2,000 stores, which can literally take you a couple of years to get everybody on the same version. And the work that I helped create solved that problem, so they could do it that quick. Put it in the cloud, boom, you got a new update, and everybody in your entire ecosystem gets it. So that's where we are today. You can do that automatically now. And that ended up being somewhere about 15 to 20,000 attributes to make all of that happen.
Wow, that is phenomenal.
Yeah, and I know we had a conversation earlier where you were talking a bit about, with that magic wand, you can kind of see into the future a bit. What kinds of things are on the horizon here that we have to look forward to?
Well, this is unified commerce, which is the next step. Prior to that, there was a thing called omni-channel. That was where you could buy online and pick up in the store. And everybody does that today. In 2010, I helped a company architect the first point of sale to do that natively, using the work that I helped create it. And they released the actual point of sale system in 2013. And they were so successful, NCR bought the company. And it's called the Emerald point of sale system today. And then you take that omni-channel, and then you start bringing in all of this new stuff, like the IoT devices, like your refrigerator. And now I've got one of my YouTube videos is on unified commerce. And you start with the refrigerator identifying that you need fresh eggs. You're out of eggs. So it puts eggs on your shopping list for you. You then can go online and you can add a shirt to that. So you can build out your shopping list, and then you send your shopping list off to the retailer. And retailer gets that, and with artificial intelligence, they figure out, do they have it in inventory? Where is it located in the store? And they can build out a path where their robot could go pick those things. And then the robot goes out to the store and builds your shopping cart with all of that stuff. And when done, then it can pay for it with your credit card or debit card or whatever. But then it looks for your how to get the material to your house, and they can use a drone, for example. They can use a self-driving car, and then they can get that to your house so that you will have your entire shopping list delivered to your house without you having to even leave your house to go to the store at all. And that's the future. There's going to be a lot of that coming on. And as we were talking about earlier, for handicapped folks, that's going to be really, really helpful.
I think about people who have any difficulties getting from point A to point B. There's a lot of people that don't drive for whatever reason. And for them, for all of us, but for them especially, that the difference I see that making, that they can get what they need, and that technology it's on its way. I mean, when you think about robots in your house, robots are in people's houses now, and they don't even think about that little automatic vacuum that you have roaming around. That's such a cool little gadget. That's a little robot, and it's here. It's beginning.
Yeah, yeah. As I was telling you earlier, the first time I encountered a robot in the store, it was for floor cleaning, and I saw this thing running around, and I went and stood in front of it and tried to screw it up, and I couldn't. It stopped. It would run over me.
Oh, there's so many amazing pieces of technology coming down the road here with the drones. That was a piece of somebody's imagination not that long ago, and now it's here. It's common. I mean, my daughter has one.
There's a newer one right now that's coming out that is an automatic checkout. So you can take your shopping cart and you could just run it through this frame, and it has video cameras in it, and it will see what's in your shopping cart, and it will build your receipt up based on that. And then when you go to leave the store, it will verify that you haven't like thrown something else in the shopping cart as you go out the door. That automatic checkout or automatic exit is the next big thing. And I've actually seen that working. So it's the next big thing that's here and now.
And I'm just imagining the theft prevention that is. Oh my goodness, that's a game changer.
Yep, yep, yep. And I give you the brief version of it. It's a lot more complicated than that. But what's fascinating is one of the groups I was involved with is called Video Analytics. And we produced a standard on video analytics that was 15 years ago. This model was already in that standard 15 years ago. So those people were able to figure out this is where the world is going long before they actually were able to do it. And artificial intelligence is the thing that makes it work.
That is something that was, again, it was somebody's imagination once upon a time, and here it is, a reality. And the places this is going to take us is, I can't even imagine yet. We're going places. That's where your wizardry, being the Wizard of POS, and knowing these things that have happened, and being part of that journey from it was somebody's imagination to it's here, and the places it's going it's going to blow us all away. I love it. And I think having somebody that is in our vicinity here too, being the mastery of connection, he is going to have a lot to say about this as well. Oh my gosh. Tell us about what we're seeing here. I love this.
This is Robbie the Robot. It was the first toy robot that was a big success. It came out in 1954. I got one of those. This is mine. And so I've been involved with robots for a very, very long time. So just wanted to show you that. It goes along with my wizard hat. So, and it still works, yeah, you know. Yeah, I don't know this, but anyway, I got toys all over my office.
I love it. Kid at heart in the midst of all. And so we're going to bring Alan Holmes in to join our conversation here. Alan, who is the master connector. Welcome. And have we blown your mind yet?
Yep. No. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're talking now. Okay. My goodness. Mr. Halter, from the bottom of my heart, from all those entrepreneurs around the world, the visionaries, the individuals who want to be visionaries, I say thank you. My God, community is the essence of business, and I'm the master connector of building it. That doesn't mean anything when it comes to someone like yourself who I specialize in connecting business owners, entrepreneurs, and consumers with unique and innovative resources. And yes, sir, you are unique because, and I say that in tongue in cheek because every once in a while I get bumbling and stumbling like I'm doing now. But I want to say thank you for doing seriously because my wife, and won't go into a big thing, we want to keep the Wizard of POS, but my wife was, let's just say, falsely accused of a not a good thing when it comes to taking something that she didn't do both as an employee and as a consumer. And it was two different times and about maybe I'll say 8-9 years apart. But the automatic checkout that you just said, it is going to revolutionize the individuals who, like my wife who has a mental illness, and I'm a proud U.S. Army veteran. And when she's already social anxiety. And long story short, I can imagine my mind is just spinning on how many apologies that a lot of stores are going to have when they falsely accuse somebody. But more importantly, the prevention that you can do. My mind dreams in colors, and you, sir, have just really just yeah, God bless you for doing what you're doing by taking your talents and gifts and abilities. And we will have to talk more, and the world is going to have to talk more with the Today Show. Listening to you, I'm going to stop talking now because all of us are. We have someone floating around Hawaii. She's going to be coming on. But thank you so much, Richard, for what you're doing. I checked out your LinkedIn, and yes, as the flag is flying back here with technology, I call myself a master connector or the human search engine, but now there he is,
I love
Robbie
it.
the robot. Wow, wow, wow. Mastery of Connection. We had a password guy, Sandy Butcher, this morning on Mastery of Connections, but check it out. But it just, these days, what I'm saying, start with the password protection, end with Robert the Robot and Richard Halter himself on the Disability Channel. We never know what we're going to get. Back to you, Sue. Wow. Thank you, Richard.
So I'm glad you didn't give me the blame for all of your online purchases. Thank you.
Oh, well, no, I want to probably say thank you, but my wife is probably will thank you as well because what is this? Is March? Oh, well, no, is it February? See, I'm already behind a month.
You're ahead of yourself.
We're ahead of myself. But see, this is what happens when you blow our mind with some incredible technologies. You are going to, I'm going to be looking for the next thing, and the fact that we're here on February 19th in the presence of a great technology and some of the online shopping. For those who are listening out there in the Disability Channel world and the Today Show, we're in front of greatness. Back to you, Sue.
Excellent. Ellen, you're amazing. We love you so much. And speaking of people we love, we do have Marianne of Waikiki joining us as well. I'm going to get her in here. And before we're all done, I know we have a little video clip to share with everyone too. But Marianne, come on in and say hi. How are you doing tonight?
Aloha, everybody, and thank you again, the Disability Channel, for having us here and new chapters of new discussions of new technology and scenarios, especially affecting 500 million people worldwide with a hearing loss. And I was a sign language interpreter in Hawaii for over a decade for a beautiful deaf man. And I'm the author of the Acts of Kindness series featuring 200 folk mantis puppets. And the books are written for animation movies with sign language characters and soundtrack by Lucy Lynch and the Perfect Wave. And Alan, I love your American flag, patriotism behind you. We want to thank everybody for being of service. We have over a half a billion people now with a hearing loss. We have millions of moms and dads coming home from being of service. And so nice to meet you, Richard. So we were on the Milwaukee radio show, and I just want to share some of my concerns as being the ears for the deaf community. And when things were coming up with Walmart and shelf checkouts and people, being accused of taking things or things were not scanned correctly, I called my deaf friend right away in California and said, do not go through any self checkouts. Why? I don't understand. Because this is what's happening. You spread it through the deaf community. One, you cannot hear the beeps. So you do not know if it clicked in that it registered in the system that it was scanned. People it's not happening to. Some people are taking advantage of the system and some people are being put in a situation that they didn't intend to do. And I myself went through self checkout here in San Carlos, Mexico, and they started making us doing it, and it was very frustrating. It's a computer board. You got to push the things, okay? You got to push the buttons, so you got to read. And it's just you got to look for the pictures, the icons of the vegetables. How much does it weigh? Scanning it, and I'm a person that was in a car accident, and I'm also taking senior citizens to the grocery store and helping them grocery shop. So not only are we having a hard time standing at the self checkout, we have to put it up there, weigh it, put it in our own bag, watch it, see if we select the right ones, the right size of the cucumbers? Is it the right potatoes? Is it the ruslets? Is it this? It's a lot of cognitive work for somebody at all ages. Okay. This is why clerks are put in that position. They are trained to know what is on sale, what their inventory is. I used to do that. I used to work for a Perry Drugs way back when in college. Was a store, a pharmacy. It had everything on there. I had to know the weekly sale items. I stocked the shelves too, and products that came in pharmacy and making displays, etc. And here I am 30 some years later, and I'm telling you what a challenge it is. Not only to go through with a person as a disability, if you're standing with somebody with a cane, a wheelchair, and you're trying to go these small little get through aisles and then read it, and then look behind you and you see 20 people behind you giving you stink eye because you're not fast enough. It's really, really frustrating and challenging for anybody to do this on their own, to cognitively think, I have to now self check out. And it's the one thing if you choose to do it because you're used to it and you may have the mobility, but for people with disabilities, dementia, walking, carrying, it's really, really challenging and frustrating. So,
Yeah, this
and
is
they're
this
switching
actually
things
take
over. And a lot of the people here said, we're boycotting them. We're not going to go to this Lay's grocery store. We're going to go to the Santa Rosa, which is like a mom and pop, and they do the shopping for us to go to Costco and what we need, and we don't have to self checkout. So I'm advocating for people with disabilities, with vision, and I had eye surgery. So what do you think I'm supposed to do? Stand in a self checkout and just push a button? Seriously, these
they've
managers need to know that. And my neighbor was a retired attorney. And I said, you need to go in and talk with these managers to let them know. And you're a person with a disability and you're walking with a cane and breathing problems. And you have me as your guide and assistant. And this is there's something that's got to be done. And I even Todd brought it up. Remember I brought this up like 6 months ago, Kurt? And I said we needed Trevor Gibbs to be on the show to kind of talk about this stuff too. What are our rights of persons with disabilities being required to go through a self checkout? So I'm opposed to it and I'm not doing it. And if not, I've walked out of stores and I'll go to the next little convenience store and go, I don't need it. So it's good technology, it's bad technology, but like I said, we have 500 million people worldwide with a hearing loss, people wearing hearing aids. Do you think they can hear the beep, beep, beep? You check out. You pay $2.24. Do you think they can hear that correctly? Persons with glasses, Kurt, you have glasses. Are you blind? No, you're visually impaired. And you pushing buttons and the ability to flexibility to put your body over in and push these buttons. Now I understand the clerks are there and they're trained and it's computerized for them, Richard, and that's great. But to put that extra work on us, and that's what they get paid for, this is a big topic. So thank you for sharing all this information. And, I'm bringing new retail too, existing retail such as Folk Manus puppets that I want to see shelved on, Walmart or Target, because no one has done a persons with disabilities aisle and the coloring books and stuff. But the good news is we are partnering with Leon McLaughlin, Clean Water Foundation. We are working on opening up these island earth stores, 5 to 25,000 stores worldwide is what he says. And they're going to be bundling my books, coloring books, Folk Manus puppets. And it's going to be a juice, coffee, water, tea bar. So we'll see what the future holds us. And we have a new video to promote our book, Underwater Acts of Kindness. And thank you so much, Kurt. And we look forward to helping Zach Clayton, our friend, Saturday, 2/22. And we're going to have a great day. So I'll be talking with Trevor Gibbs again, too. He's evaluated my websites to make sure you're ADA compliant. And that means a website has to be compliant. As a business owner, I can get a $75,000 fine. If a person can't read my website, the colors, men over 50 tend to have color blindness. And I had to turn off the soundtrack, a lot of different things. And Trevor Gibbs is behind the ADA. He is the web detective. So again, we all met through the Happy Neighborhood projects. So there's a lot of things out there that we better make sure with the ADA, you're compliant. So thank you so much, Richard, for sharing your story. I signed up to be a subscriber for your Wizard YouTube channel. And how can we find you, Richard? Back to you.
Yeah, real quick, the things that you just described are what's led to the next generation self-checkout. And the next generation self-checkout, you don't scan items yourself. You leave them in your shopping cart. And the video cameras figure out what's in your shopping cart and they build the receipt automatically. So they've reduced the complexity of picking things out. I just saw a scale for the produce area that you can put an apple, banana, and a cucumber on the scale simultaneously, and it'll figure out what each one is and what the weight of each one is separately, simultaneously. So there's things out there to help solve the problems that you've just described. And this new exit model is actually brilliant because instead of standing there scanning stuff, you just walk through. And the length of time it takes you to walk through the sets of cameras, is just a few seconds. So your checkout has gone down dramatically, and the difficulties that people with disabilities have has been reduced dramatically with this new camera model. So yeah, they're fully aware of the things that you described and the problems they create. That's why even companies like Walmart now, they have a lot of self-checkout lanes, but they also still have clerks. And they do that for just precisely the issues you described. So there, people in the retail world are fully aware of the problems you've identified.
That's where it's fun to hear somebody who's on that inside track of all these things that are changing and improving, and it started somewhere and it's getting better and better and better, and yeah, those challenges exist. They're there, and I'm so grateful to hear that the fixes are on their way, because that's what's it takes. It takes a lot of big brains to be able to come up with all the pieces that it's like, who thought of that? There's cameras. Like, can we just be able to go through and we don't have to stop to scan each thing, that it will take care of itself. It's amazing what's coming, and I can hardly wait for that to be in my local store here.
Well, and like with all new technologies, there will be bugs, there will be problems, but I mean, it's there and it works incredibly well just now, without even, early on in its implementations. And, when self-checkout first came out, there were lots of problems with it. And now they've solved most all of those, and they've taken to the next generation with the video cameras.
It's exciting where it's going. I'm one of those people that I love self-checkout. I think it's fun. It's like I get to play cashier for myself, which is silly, but I think it's fun. And it has gotten better. I know when I first was doing it, it was new, new things are hard. And the more I've done it, the more I love it. And for me, it's faster and I can pack things up the way I want. And, but we all have our own experience with what that is. And for some people, it's better. For some people, it's a challenge. And like I said, it was a challenge starting, but it's just because it's new. And that's when I think new things are always a little bit can be scary because it's new. I don't know it yet. But once you get
Yeah.
into it and you understand what to do, it's easy. Or I should say it's simple, but is it based on what your abilities are? It's different for everyone. And that goes for all sorts of things. I can walk up the stairs to go to my house, but I have a friend in a wheelchair that can't do that, So it all depends on where your starting point is and where you're going for that ending point. And I'm excited to see where this is all taking us. It's quite a path. It's quite a journey.
Yeah, just as soon as you get used to one thing, they come up with something new.
Exactly. Well, and speaking of new, Marianne's got this amazing video that was just produced, and I haven't even gotten to see it yet, but I have it here. She was kind enough to share it with us. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up and share it with all of you. So if you are ready.
What if you could help save the ocean just by listening to a story? Set sail with underwater acts of kindness. Join Noah, the hard-of-hearing humpback whale, and his marine friends as they take on the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. On their journey between Hawaii and California, they discover an enormous pile of plastic, but with teamwork and courage, they plan to clean it up. With the guidance of Dod General of the New Earth Army, they rally ocean creatures and you to help restore our seas. Now available on Amazon Audible, listen as author Marianne of Waikiki narrates this inspiring adventure, featuring mesmerizing music by Lucy and the Perfect Wave and Nick's guitar, echoing the sounds of whales and dolphins. This book is dedicated to Boy and Slat, founder of The Ocean Cleanup, making waves for a cleaner future. Sing along with Noah's song and dive into a world of peace, love, happiness, and thanks. After reading, visit the Acts of Kindness series YouTube channel for more adventures. Learn the ASL ABCS with Dr. Fingers, the finger-spelling hermit crab on YouTube, kids. Get coloring books now at www.actsofkindnessseries.com and Amazon. Plus, grab your New Earth Army t-shirt and pledge to protect our planet. Underwater Acts of Kindness by Marianne of Waikiki. Available now on Amazon, Audible, and actsofkindnessseries.com.
Excellent. Oh my gosh. And you saw it here first. That it will be available and you'll be able to share that with friends so that they can find out more too about what Marianne has all accomplished, what she's been sharing out with the world. And Marianne, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing with that tonight.
Thank you. It's our first showing of it. We got many more to come. So thank you so much. Tears of joy here from San Carlos, Mexico. And we're bringing a water unit with the parrot heads on March 22nd, World Water Day, to an orphanage and a school down here in San Carlos, Mexico. So multiply the acts of kindness, everyone. Aloha.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Marianne. Oh, what a night this has been. I just want to see if, Richard, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with us before we close up tonight?
Well, I hadn't really thought about that.
Sorry, put you on the spot.
Yeah, no. Yeah, retail is changing at a dramatic pace, and artificial intelligence is the thing that's driving that move forward. We're going to see, even 6 months from now, there's going to be some dramatic changes in the whole retail space. So, yeah, the future is now.
I love it. Thank you so much, Richard, for joining us here tonight and sharing all this with us, because I know it's opening my eyes, and the Wizard of POS, he is here. So, Kurt, any final thoughts from you?
Boy, we had quite an assembly today. We go from, point of sale to connecting to ocean cleanup. We really made the rounds today. Thanks everybody for coming here, making another great episode of the TDC Today Community Show. Fantastic. Our pleasure to do it. Back to you, Sue.
Awesome. You guys are amazing. Richard, it's been a pleasure. Alan, as always, we love you. So glad you're joining us here and helping connect us all. Marianne, I'm looking forward to seeing what more is coming. And I love you keep impressing me. It's so much fun to see what's all happening. So for all of us here with the TDC Today Show communities, my name again is Sue Roskopf. And as always, we thank you.